Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Vesna here. Thank you so much for stopping by. For today's video, I'm redoing a bookshelf, kids bookshelf. So I got this Sling bookshelf for free from my sister and she's no longer using it. So I'm going to be putting it in my son's room and I decided that I needed to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm going to remove all of these screws so that I can take the Sling part off and wash it. She hasn't used it in a while, so it's a little bit dusty. And then I'm going to give it a nice good sanding. Well, light sanding, not good sanding, a nice light sanding so that I can just take some of the gunk off and make it a little bit more rough so that the paint can stick to it. Really light, just on the sides and on the inside and on the rods, just everywhere. Just do a light coat. It'll also take any gunk that's on there off if there is any gunk on there. And then I'll get to painting, but that's all the prep work that there is for this, to take the Sling part off and to just sand it down a bit. I suppose you could keep the Sling part on, but I was too, well, first of all, I wanted to wash it, and second of all, I was worried I'd get paint on it because I'm not that good at being careful and not getting paint everywhere. So for the paint, I will be using three paints. I will be using the Rust-Oleum Country Gray paint, and that'll be the base. That'll be kind of what I paint this whole project in. Then I will be using some Rust-Oleum Chalk Linen White for stamps because my son will be helping me with this. And then I will just kind of add a little bit of distressing to it with some black acrylic paint. You could use any kind of paint you had. I just happen to have the black acrylic, so I use that. The Country Gray chalk paint from Rust-Oleum is really good because it is a chalk paint and you don't have to prime your surface before you apply this paint, and it sticks to pretty much everything. You will want to protect it with some wax. I didn't show you this in the video because I actually ran out of wax. And I've told you before, we're in a lockdown, so getting stuff is a little bit complicated. I have to order and then I have to wait a day or two for it to be ready. So I forgot that I ran out, and then so I'm doing this after the fact. After the video is posted, I will be waxing it, which is fine. But so you apply the chalk paint kind of in all sorts of directions because that'll help with the brush strokes. If you wanted to do two coats and have a heavier coat on there, I suggest you sand lightly in between coats. That'll give it a smoother finish. It'll just get rid of some of the brush strokes. Now, I only did one coat on this because I was putting the stamps on and because I was distressing it, so it did not require it to be perfectly painted without the brush strokes or anything like that because you can't see them anyway because of the stamps. I also didn't remove the rods on the other side. I didn't think it was necessary. If you really wanted kind of like a more professional look, take those off so that way you don't paint the hardware and so it's perfectly done. However, I figured that if I got paint on where the rod parts are, if the rod's ever churned, it would scrape that paint off and then you could see it. So for me, that didn't make sense. But for the hardware, it did get painted over. Now it was almost the color of the paint anyway, so you can't really see it. But if that's something that bothers you, then take them off. It's something that it doesn't bother me, so, and I'm not selling it, I'm using it for myself, so it's fine. I did not put a heavy coat of paint on the rods, just on the sides so that it would cover it. And that's all there was to this. So after that coat dried off, we went ahead to apply the stamps. This is going in my son's room, so he selected the stamps. We applied some of the Rust-Oleum Chalk Linen White with a brush, and then he applied one side and I did the other as he gave up. He didn't want to do anymore. And to finish it off, then I added some of the black acrylic paint, and I actually added it to the sides just kind of to distress it, and then I also added two animals in that black as well. I personally prefer the black on this gray, so I would have done the stamps in that color. However, my son really wanted white, so it is going in his room, so he got to choose. And then I just applied the distressing over here, and that's all there is to this. And then I put the Sling part back on, screwed it back in, and here's what the stamps look like. Some of them were kind of off and some of them worked. It's fine. It's very cute. It's going to his room, so I really like that he got to participate in making this shelf. So this was a really easy makeover, and I think it turned out really cute. It looks awesome in his room, and he'll have it for a few years to come, so it'll be great. So this just shows you, if you see things that are being thrown out, pieces of furniture, or even if you find them at the thrift store, a little bit of paint can go a long way, and you can really make it your own. So just like we did with this, we had some stamps that we used to put on here, and we made it really pretty. If you wanted to make it more elegant and not child friendly, I guess, well, not child friendly, not stamps of cars, you could do a nice, really nice stencil, a nice flower drawing, anything. Like, the creativity is there. The options are there if you're just creative. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I hope it gave you a bit of inspiration. Let me know what you thought. Leave me a comment below. Check out my next video. My next video will have a DIY, a Dollar Tree DIY, and that'll be posted on Sunday, so make sure you come back for that. And check out some of my other furniture flips that I'm recommending for you at the end here and throughout the video. Thank you so much. Have a great day and stay safe, everyone.